Hi, nice to see everyone again. Natalie Flores here at Total Body Training, back to bring you another fun sequence. We're going to be stretching, yes, but we're going to be utilizing the wall as a tool to get deeper into our shoulders, into our chest, into our lateral side stretching. So really excited, and maybe grab a wall yourself and we'll get started.
What's up, people? Jean Carlos here. I'm gonna be working with Natalie over here. We're trying to figure out how to do this. We don't know what we're doing. I'm gonna be doing, am I your guinea pig? Is that what I am?
Yeah, he's gonna be like my handsome little body double, or like a little, what's it called? Then when...
Model? I'm gonna model the yoga position.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. That's what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna start off with what?
Downward facing dog at the wall.
Perfect.
All right, so we're gonna start off with downward facing dog at the wall. So John Carlos is going to kind of extend his arms out to the wall and then sort of walk back until his body is almost parallel to the floor. Awesome. And just let your neck come into neutral, so gaze down and just breathe here for a second into the low back. And just kind of getting that stretch, reach for a moment. Very good. Inhale, kind of stand up and just walk a little bit closer to the wall. And so while he's here, I'm going to just show you frontal. We're going to come to stand into like a Tadasana position. So John's going to come up to standing.
Okay.
And we're going to take just a simple shoulder stretch, and you can actually keep facing the wall. Yeah. So from here, he's going to take his hands by his heart. Inhale, extend the right arm out to the side. Awesome. And we're just going to take a simple shoulder stretch, reach it across the chest, and sort of hold with the left hand.
So point this one this direction?
And then just hook. Yeah. Beautiful. So see how his shoulder's already lifting? Try to lower that shoulder down. Yes. Breathe into the rotator cuff area. Try to relax the jaw and soften the face. A lot of tension, extra tension, can build in the neck and shoulders from us tensioning our jaw and just making those facial expressions of tension. So try your best to just be present and relax with each stretch. One more breath. Very nice. And we'll switch. Opposite arm is going to cross. Left arm. And then bring it over and hook. Relax the shoulder. Soften the face. Connect to the breath. Yeah, see how it's already wanting to lift? So depending on how tight you are, these can already be pretty intense, in that they're very simple. Very effective though too, especially as we go deeper into certain joints and warm up in them with mobility stretches. All right, one more breath. Very nice. We're going to take that left arm and just bring it up for a tricep stretch. Using the right hand to stabilize. Think of your posture here. Start to soften the knees and just gently engage the core. Really what I want you to do is not bend back or round forward too much to get this stretch. Again, soften the shoulders away from the ears. Very good. One more breath. And then release. You can reach both arms up if that feels good and just switch, going on the right side. So this doesn't need to be super choreographed. We are getting these stretches, and these ones are meant to be very accessible for anyone because we all can be around a wall sometimes. And kind of maybe after a workout, if you can just grab a piece of wall and you can just start these stretches. And take one more breath. Very nice. So now release and just bring your arms to your side for a moment. So this next stretch is a chest stretch. We're going to extend the right arm and you're going to extend yours out to the side. Okay. Awesome. Come close to the wall and bring your hand to the wall. Use your left hand to kind of tent the fingers, and you're going to start to open and press out. So we're keeping the hand to the wall and we're stretching open. You can maybe pivot your body a little bit. Yes. Are we feeling it? And try to relax the shoulders. We keep that, so feel it in the chest, and you can kind of play with the rotation. And maybe that's it for your mobility. Relax and breathe here. I would typically take 5 to 7 breaths in each one of these postures. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, again, softening where you can. Really, the best way to stretch is to imagine your breath can really get into these areas of tension and release with each exhale. Beautiful. Awesome. Come back to center and just face the wall, and we'll switch. Bring the right hand by your side and then extend that left arm. And we'll take that same kind of pivot, this time in the opposite direction. Relax the shoulders. Yeah. And then sort of feel that stretch. And if you need to adjust the hips a little. Awesome. And how are you feeling?
Oh, I feel good. It's tight. My shoulders are tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's why we're here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Come back to just facing the wall. And from here, we're going to kind of go in a diagonal, as if you're reaching out to the side. We'll start with the right hand. So just reach out and up in a diagonal.
Stop for 1 second. All right, is my hand out of the shot right here?
Nope, it's a...
Okay, perfect.
And you're going to, so bring it to the wall, like so you can touch the wall.
Okay.
And then we're going to do that same thing where we're going to kind of pivot.
Do I-
Yes. All right, now be careful, because I know that you were saying that you're going to
Yeah.
test. So
Oh,
just,
yeah.
yeah. Are you feeling it kind of down?
Not yet. Do I rest my forearm here? or
Nope,
is it
you
forearm?
want to
Okay.
kind of keep
Keep it tense?
and then just open.
Okay.
Yeah. Are we feeling it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Yes, awesome. So we kind of went at that diagonal. We're breathing. We're kind of opening up our chest, getting into the armpit area, into the chest as we breathe. And then same principles, relaxing the face, softening the jaw, being centered. And really, it's a good time to check in and bring awareness to your body, especially if you work out very intensely. A good time to check in for whether we feel any injuries or any real serious areas of tension, and just breathe into it. Sometimes this can signal that you might need to go get a rub down later or take a really warm shower and work deeper into the tissue. But for right now, just stretching and breathing, bringing that awareness to the body. One more breath. Very good. Come back to center and we'll switch. Yeah, you can bring that arm down, extend the left hand, kind of like you're just reaching, and then plant the hands firmly into the wall, and then begin to kind of open the chest, spinning. And is this the one that kind of...
No, it was this one. But
Okay.
They both are tight.
Yeah,
So-
awesome. And just breathing here. Awesome. One more breath. And you can release your hand down to the side and then kind of turn for me to the right. Awesome. So we're going to come into our first mobility. We're going to take our hands behind the head. Our elbows are out wide. Awesome. Inhale. We're going to exhale. Bring the elbows kind of together, or not together, but maybe just a little bit. And we're going to just continue that mobility. Inhale to open. Exhale. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Awesome. Release the hands up. And we're going to kind of come out to little cactus arms. Yeah. So our next mobility stretch is going to be all in the shoulders. We're going to inhale. And yeah, you're in here. You're good.
Okay.
Exhale, bring the hands down. Notice the tension in the shoulders and neck. Inhale up. Exhale down. Awesome. Inhale up. Exhale down. Continue with your breath. And a good place to bring awareness is the neck and, of course, the shoulders. Noticing if they're rising really close to the ears as you go. Try to drop them away from the ears and continue that mobility work. Very good. And inhale up. Awesome. So John's going to pivot back to the wall, and we're going to bring our right hand, still bent in this cactus arm, flat against the wall. Awesome. We're going to open up to the side. Yeah. We're just breathing here. How's that feeling for you?
Tough.
Tough, yes. It gets in there really deep. Awesome. Just breathing here.
I'm not breathing.
Yeah. So it's a good place to focus and bring that mindfulness. And even to take this lesson off the mat and into, weights and stuff, it's a good time to notice when you're withholding breath and, adding that tension. One more breath. Very good. Awesome. We're just going to switch. So back it up one more time, and we're just going to, again, start to relax, bring the neck in neutral. The navel slightly pulling up to the spine to be supportive. And then for this down dog, I want you to focus on the feet. Really ground in the feet and see if you can send the weight into the outsides of the pinky toes and see if you can breathe into the low back so you kind of feel it spreading and opening a little bit more. It's all subtle, of course. Nothing's super big, but just sending breath to that area. One more. Awesome, and come back up, just walking to Tadasana, facing the wall. For this one, we're gonna come into an overhead stretch. So we're just gonna spin to the right. We're gonna reach our right arm up and kind of just come closer to the wall. And this stretch is pretty simple. It's just kind of, I like to think of it as an easy neutralizer from all the other stuff. So it's not like a deep stretch, it's a nice subtle one. One more breath, and then we'll switch. Spinning to the other side. Just take that arm right overhead.
Let me see if I can do it right here so people can see.
There we go. Yeah. Awesome.
Do I need to be standing for this?
No, not really. So you could take this on your knees, or you could take it in standing. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll come up from there. Awesome. So this next one's can be a pretty intense one. So, and you can also face me for this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna come into a double V. We're gonna stack the arms across, yeah, and get as far as we can. And then we're gonna face the wall and use the wall to kind of reaching out. And then we're breathing into the shoulders. So almost like, yeah. Oh yeah, do be careful with your watch.
Yeah.
Remove all jewelry before we begin this stretching. Yeah. Awesome. So almost as if like I can pull you this way and pull you that way and then realign. So where are we feeling this?
Shoulders, traps, maybe lats.
Yes. Relax the shoulders down, soften your face, and continue to breathe here. And we'll switch in just a second so we're nice and even. So really just let your body weight kind of help open. If you want to do anything subtle, since your back of your hands are on the wall, you can almost think about like pressing the fingers into the wall. Sometimes that can activate some stuff, some little tendon stuff on the inside and outsides of the arms and the hands and the shoulders. But other than that, you don't need to push or anything too deeply. One more breath. And you can release. Now here, you can take any movement that's going to make you feel good. If you want a shoulder shrug, yeah, just to get some stuff moving, and then we'll switch to the other side.
Okay.
So opposite one on top. Yeah. And you can kind of set yourself up, kind of wiggle through, and then, yeah, imagine someone's going to come and lengthen your arm out. Sweet. Try to get those, yeah. Awesome. And breathing into the shoulders. Oh, how's that feeling for you on this side?
Very tight.
Awesome. It's good. Tightness is not bad. And just stretching it out. Nice to have honest feedback from someone, who works our shoulders a lot.
Yeah.
Very good. So just breathing here. And extra points if you want to check into your posture. So without like super engaging the core, just kind of add that stability of ribs over the hips, kind of a little bend in the knees. We're not locking completely. Checking in with posture is always good when you're doing these stretches. Because really we're also bringing a lot of mindfulness and body awareness to each of these seemingly easy, small stretches. One more breath. Very good. And relax. Take any of those movements again. So you're standing parallel to the wall, and then I'm going to have you turn. And we're going to go in for a lateral stretch here. Yes, so we're reaching up and over, sort of arcing the body. Keep the knees soft, and we're just kind of lengthening after we did that double V. One more breath. And then switch. So you can choose to whether you want to fancy rotate, or if you would like to get
fancy
up.
Rotate is
Going to the other side. There we go. Awesome. Just arcing to the other side. And how's that feel for you?
right through here. It feels great.
Yeah, awesome. Yay. And then come back to downward facing dog. So just spinning down, adjusting the feet, walking the hands back, finding that length. One breath in and out. Inhale. And then exhale, just come to a simple forward fold. So resting the hands all the way to the mat. Awesome. We'll take one more halfway lift. Inhale. We'll bring our hands to the shins. Awesome. And as we lengthen up, we get nice and parallel to the ground. Keep the neck in neutral. So kind of facing down, not too much. One more breath. And then exhale, fold. We'll come into a twist. So this is great for the IT bends. You're going to take the right hand and bring it underneath your face.
So the right hand and bring it underneath my face.
Mm-hmm.
So right here?
Yeah, all the way down if you can. Bend the right knee as deep as you need, and we're going to open up, lifting that left arm up. Very good. Awesome. Sweet. And gaze can be up or down depending on what's more comfortable for you. And as you breathe here, really bring the big toes into the mat and maybe even try to lengthen out a little, but keep it subtle. That way we're feeling it in the IT band and hip. Is that where you're feeling it?
Not as much. I'm feeling it a lot. I think it's because I can't keep my legs very straight.
You don't have to, actually. You can bend them a little. Mm-hmm. There we go.
I feel it in the hip.
Okay, cool, yeah. So root down the big toes. We're opening up. Yeah, for 3, 2, 1. And we'll just switch. Bring the left hand down, bend the left knee, and you can keep them bent so the left hand's underneath your face. And we're going to stack the shoulders and twist to the right now. Awesome. Sweet. Exhale, lower both hands down. And we're going to step back with the left foot to start. So just come into a total lunge.
Okay.
So stepping back here. Awesome. So as we lunge, nice to sink in. Keep that heel over the ball of the foot. And we'll take one breath in and one breath out. Inhale. Exhale to lower the knee onto the mat and untuck the toes. Very good. As we inhale, bring the hands on the hips, and we're going to come to an Anjaneyasana, or low lunge. So rise up. Awesome. And then here's a good time to check in. Use your core slightly to engage, so there's almost a lift in and up. Yeah. Knees over the ankle, but take a breath and see if you can wiggle that foot forward to sink deeper into the hip. Maybe getting a little bit deeper, but keep that knee over the ankle. Awesome. Root the big toe down in the front and the back. And then maybe reach the arms up. Yes. Relax the shoulders. We've been working on. Beautiful. And where are you feeling this?
Oh, man. In here and then in the shoulders.
Awesome. Yay. One more breath.
Shoulders and lines.
Exhale, lower the hands down to the mat, framing the foot. So kind of one behind the foot. And then we're going to tuck. Oh, sorry, like on the outside of it. Tuck the back toes. We're going to try to keep this heel over the ball of the foot. And we're going to lengthen the front leg. Send the hips back. Keep the back knee down on the mat. And we're just going to lengthen. Yeah. And actually, I'd like you to curl your toes towards your face. And keep lengthening. So a lot of times we want to really get this fold, but I want you to think about actually lengthening out the spine. So kind of instead of curling the shoulders, lift the chest, bring your chest forward. There we go. And then you can send the hips back and keep lengthening the leg. So this actually puts the hamstring, the stretch a little higher in the hamstring. Are you feeling it good? Yeah, okay. It's a pretty intense one. Send your hips back and your heart forward. There we go. Nice. Awesome. One more breath. And then rebend knee over ankle, plant the foot, and careful because it might be super close to the wall. We're going to step the back foot up, back to that forward fold.
Right here?
So one big step, back foot forward. Yes. Awesome. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Awesome. You can actually take the hands behind the heels and add some compression. So a little on forward folding. I always like to encourage everyone to have slightly bent knees and to really root down with the big toes, lengthen the spine, and I always use this cue, but imagine you're like twerking. Really send your pelvis high to the sky. Awesome. Relax the head, So, yeah, breathing here. So it just kind of sends kind of that lengthening, but we're still really rooted. Awesome. One more breath. And release. Bring the hands on the mat and step back with the right foot this time. Coming into that long lunge. And really take opportunities where we're in a lunge to feel free to lengthen out, to move. Take your time getting there. Yeah. Or even sometimes I like to encourage people to add little movement where you maybe like just shift forward and back. That can be nice sometimes. And then lower the knee down. Awesome. Untuck the back toes. Lengthen up. Hands on the hips. Strong core. So we're using that core to kind of lift the chest. Get that length cut up and in. And awesome. And then here we can wiggle the foot forward, sinking deeper. So very subtle, just wiggling it up and then sinking into the hip. Knee stays over the ankle. Reach the arms up, relax the shoulders, root down both the big toes. So this side is are you a little tighter here?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see it a little bit. Awesome. So I'm just gonna kind of press. Yay. One breath in and out. Inhale. Exhale, lower the hands down to the mat. Tuck the back toes. Take that half split. So we're shifting the hips back towards the heel. So keep the knee down. So knee comes down, shifting the hips back towards the heel. Lengthen that front leg and curl those toes towards your face. So thinking of the line, from that hips to heart. Awesome. And you can see if you can lengthen a little bit more, unless you're super tight here.
I'm very tight.
Yeah.
But I'll try.
Okay,
There we
cool.
go.
Yeah, there we go. Trying, right?
Yeah.
It's all you can do is the best you can do. Breathing here. So with this hamstring stretch, you're going to feel it a little bit higher in towards the back of the thigh a bit. Maybe depending on how tight you are, that might be what you're focused on. But yeah, it can actually go a little bit deeper depending on your range of motion. All right, one more breath. And then rebend knee over ankle. Awesome. Tuck the back toes. And we're going to actually step back to downward facing dog. So that left foot's going to come back all the way. Awesome. Yes. Great. So now I have a good opportunity here to just lengthen out. And again, we're shifting the tailbone back, tucking it up towards that back wall. So kind of like that. There we go. You can soften your knees. Don't feel like you have to bend them back. See how that kind of helps get that length. And you can feel free to look at the camera because your downward dog looks awesome right now.
Oh.
Awesome. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, sweet.
And then take one more breath. See if you can sink the heels a little lower. And you don't have to force them. Just kind of let them imagine that there's like weights behind them. Awesome. One breath in. One breath out. Inhale. And then walk your hands back towards your feet. Yeah. So coming to a forward fold at the back of the mat. And we might need to pivot that a little bit. Yeah, there we go. And then, so here we're going to come into Malasana. We're going to bring the feet pointed out, the toes pointed out. So the feet are, okay, here's what I'm trying to say. The feet are as wide as the mat, heels in, toes out.
Okay.
Words today. Yeah.
Right here?
So a little wider. Yeah. Kind of like, there we go. And this might change depending on how your own personal hips. We're going to start to sink on an inhale, the hips down, and simultaneously we're lifting the chest up, bringing palms to heart center, and bringing the elbows towards the inner thighs. Yes. So John has an excellent posture here, and that's what I want you to keep. If anything, maybe you can bring the elbows a little bit more into the inner thighs. Yes. Awesome. Keep that length. And then here you can think about shifting the weight into the pinky toe edges of the feet. Yeah. Beautiful. So it's a great hip opener. Very much recommend doing this at least once a day. Also helps with digestion, but maybe that'll be a video for another time. Yoga poses that help you poop. And feel free to cut that or leave it in.
We're gonna leave it in.
We're gonna leave it in. Okay,
It's
cool,
in, yeah.
cool, yeah. Awesome. One more breath. Very good. Lower the hands to the mat, lift the hips up, and we're pivot the feet to parallel. So yes, we're in that wide-legged forward fold, and it doesn't have to be too wide. Same principle, soften the knees. So a little bend in the knees, awesome. Send the weight towards the pinky toe edges and let the head hang heavy, coming to a forward fold. Walk the hands out behind you. Yes. So a lot of people try to go for getting their head close to the ground. And the way we do that, not that we need to ever do that if you don't want to, but we're gonna bring the hands kind of down towards the ground. Yes. And then walk them back, bend the elbows behind you. And it's the same principle as the last forward fold. We're gonna keep the knees slightly bent and press into the pinky toe edges while we're sending that tailbone high to the sky. Yes, awesome. So do you feel how it goes way deeper? Yeah. And just focus on breathing here, because it can be pretty intense depending on how tight hips are. Awesome. Inhale for halfway lift. So just when we halfway lift in wide legged, we're just pretty much bringing our hands to the mat, lengthening up as much as we can. Exhale. Inhale, hands on the hips, and we're gonna rise all the way up. So here's a great way to get into triangle without, so our feet are gonna stay wide, and all we're gonna do is pivot our right foot out to the side so that our feet are kind of heel to arch alignment. And you can actually stay wide like that if you like. Okay, that works too.
Like this?
Well, actually, yeah, that works good. So let's say if you stayed like this, then it would be here, and then we just like kind of, so it's kind of just an easier transition there. Yeah. And then start to send the arms out, maybe, and we're gonna reach this arm forward. And I want you to like kind of bump your hip out, yeah, as you reach forward. And then here, ooh, there I already felt the pop. So strong core, because we want our core to be supportive. So it's like we're pulling ourselves into a line. And then we're gonna stack the shoulders, bring our hand to our shin for triangle pose. And here we're trying to lengthen, open the chest, beautiful. This is a great hip stretch. And coming from Malasana, we're just basically coming up, or from that wide-legged forward fold, and we're already in a nice part. We don't have to do a flow or anything to get the stretch. One more breath, and keep yourself open, keep breathing. I'm gonna just add him an adjustment to open his hip up a little bit more. How's that okay? One more breath. Awesome. Inhale, come up, just tick-tock the arms up. You can rebend that knee over the ankle slightly just to help, just safe, pivot this foot back to parallel, and we'll take it to the other side. So spin the back foot now forward, and we're gonna do the same thing. So now you can see the back view, arms long, and then again, we're gonna reach forward, send the hips back, keep the core strong, so we're creating that stabilization, and then we're gonna tick-tock the arms, stack the shoulders, begin to really open the chest. Think about bringing your palm kind of parallel to the wall. Awesome. Yeah, and a slight bend in the knee. So just think of never locking the joints. No, you're fine, not that you were. And then breathing here. So right now his spine's kind of coming out like this. So my adjustment is going to be to kind of press his hip in, which if you're by yourself, you don't have to worry too much about it. Just think of opening the chest, lengthening the spine. There you go. How does that feel?
Good.
Ooh, nice breath. One more, coming off. Keep that stable. And inhale, tick-tock the arms up. And then pivot the foot forward. We're gonna we're both facing the wall, sorry. And we're gonna just take another wide-legged forward fold so you can relax down. Yeah. Head is heavy, spine is long. Again, we're bending slightly in the knees and pressing into the pinky toe edges. So a little bend in the knees. Awesome. A little bit more bend. Awesome. Now relax the head, walk the hands back. And again, start to kind of tuck the tailbone up higher. There we go. Awesome. Keeping the integrity of that is going to really get into the deeper stretches. Awesome. Inhale, walk the hands to halfway lift. And we're going to very carefully just heel toe the feet underneath our hips. Come to a forward fold. So a little bit closer. So right under your hips. Yeah. It's a bit of a walk. Take your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Root down and rise up to Tadasana because you are done. Yay.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
Awesome.
Feels good. So whenever you're ready.
Thank you so much for joining us for this video. This one is really great actually before or after a workout. If you want to warm up the joints before a workout, this can be really handy because you do get pretty warm. And then afterwards, to relieve some tension or some buildup in the lactic acid from your workouts, this is a great way to relieve it. Thank you so much for joining me. Please maybe watch our next video, which is going to be legs up the wall, but focusing in on hips and a meditation. Thank you so much.